The Deception. Supreme Commander Vexterra of the Meraxian Empire stood aboard the bridge of the Stellar Dominance, her flagship's crystalline viewing panels offering a panoramic view of Earth's orbital defense stations crumbling under her fleet's assault. Her iridescent scales shifted from deep purple to a pleased azure as she watched another human destroyer split apart under concentrated plasma fire. These humans, she mused to her second-in-command, Strategic Director Mornhall. They've managed to hold out longer than any species we've encountered in the last 3 centuries. But even their remarkable stubbornness has its limits. The Meraxian invasion had begun 18 months ago, when their scout ships first detected human colony vessels in the Arcturus sector. The humans' presence there had been deemed an encroachment on future Meraxian expansion territory, and the Empire's response had been swift and decisive. Or so they had thought. Supreme Commander, Mornhell's melodic voice carried a note of concern. Our intelligence division has prepared a new analysis of human combat patterns over the past year and a half. There are inconsistencies. Vexterra's secondary eyes narrowed while her primary pair remained fixed on the battle. Explain. Their technology appears to be advancing at an unusually slow rate compared to their pre-war development curves, and their tactical retreats, while appearing chaotic, show signs of underlying coordination that our behavioral analysts cannot fully explain. A massive explosion lit up the space near Earth's moon as the humans' largest remaining battleship, the TNS Vigilant, disappeared in a ball of plasma fire. Cheers erupted across the bridge, but Vexterra raised a hand for silence. Something about this victory felt too convenient. In the 18 months since first contact, the humans had fought with remarkable ingenuity, using their seemingly inferior technology in ways that had cost the Empire dearly. Yet their innovations had always stopped just short of being truly threatening to Meraxian superiority. It was as if they were deliberately holding back. Send probe ships to scan the dark side of their moon, Vexterra ordered suddenly, and deploy quantum sensors to search for any anomalies in local space-time. Supreme Commander, Mornhall's scales shifted to a puzzled green. Our standard scans show no indication of. The humans have a saying, Director. If something seems too good to be true, it probably is. Their resistance has been admirably fierce, yet somehow perfectly ineffective at threatening our core fleet. They've demonstrated remarkable technological innovation, yet their weapons remain consistently just below the threshold needed to pierce our shields. Deep in the quantum bunkers beneath the Himalayas, Fleet Admiral Sarah Chen watched the Meraxian assault through a network of quantum-entangled sensors that the enemy couldn't detect. The massive holographic display showed every detail of the space battle above, including the destruction of the TNS Vigilant. Exactly as planned. Status of Operation Ghost Protocol, she asked, her voice steady despite the weight of the moment. Colonel James Martinez, her chief of operations, consulted his neural interface. All according to schedule, Admiral. The Vigilant's destruction has been confirmed, and the quantum core was successfully transferred to Facility Zero before detonation. The Meraxians believe they've destroyed our flagship, while in reality, Chen finished, they've just given us the final piece we needed. Confirmed status of the Phoenix fleet. Martinez's eyes glowed briefly as he accessed the quantum network. All 300 ships are in position within the quantum pocket dimension. Admiral, cruise report ready status, and the new key cores are operating at optimal efficiency. We can launch Operation Revelation at your command. Chen allowed herself a small smile. For 18 months, humanity had maintained the greatest deception in its history. They had fought the Meraxians with outdated technology and deliberately limited tactics, all while their true fleet, ships built with technology centuries beyond what they'd shown their enemy, waited in a pocket of folded spacetime. The quantum cores they'd developed in secret decades ago had given humanity capabilities the Meraxians couldn't imagine. Every human defeat, every retreat, every seemingly desperate last stand had been carefully choreographed to convince the Empire that Earth was fighting at its absolute limit. "Send word to all Phoenix Fleet commanders," Chen ordered. "Operation Revelation begins in 6 hours. It's time to show the Miraxians why humanity has never joined any galactic empire, and why we never will." As she spoke, quantum computers throughout the facility were processing the final pieces of data gathered from the Vigilance sacrifice. Its destruction had allowed them to collect crucial information about Miraxian shield harmonics, the last piece of intelligence they needed to ensure their true weapons would be devastatingly effective. In 6 hours, the galaxy would learn that humanity's apparent technological inferiority had been the greatest military deception since the Trojan horse, and the Miraxian Empire would learn why Earth had spent centuries preparing for this moment. Silent preparation. In the crystalline observation dome of Quantum Facility Zero, buried deep within Europa's ice crust, Dr. Elena Rodriguez watched as automated fabrication systems assembled another quantum core. The massive spherical chamber, nearly a kilometer in diameter, housed humanity's most closely guarded technological achievements. Advances that had been kept secret not just from the Miraxians, but from most of humanity itself. Final calibration tests on Q-Core Series 7 are complete, her AI assistant reported. Quantum efficiency rating exceeds theoretical predictions by 12%. Elena nodded, her augmented vision overlaying the core's quantum signature data across her field of view. "Upload the results to Admiral Chen. She'll want to know the new cores are exceeding specifications." The quantum cores were humanity's masterpiece, technology that allowed them to manipulate the fabric of space-time itself. They had discovered the underlying principles nearly 50 years ago, but Earth's leadership had made the controversial decision to keep the breakthrough hidden, even from their own people. History had taught them that technological advantages were often temporary, but the element of surprise could be decisive. Inside the facility's command center, Dr. Marcus Wong reviewed the latest intelligence from Earth. The Miraxian fleet was proceeding exactly as their behavioral models had predicted. "They're so convinced of their superiority," he mused to Elena as she entered the room. "They haven't even considered that their victory might be exactly what we wanted." "Technological arrogance," Elena replied, studying the tactical displays. "They assume that because their visible technology is superior to what we've shown them, they must understand our full capabilities." She gestured at a holographic representation of the Miraxian flagship. "Their quantum sensors are primitive. They can barely detect standard space-time anomalies, let alone the dimensional pocket we've created." The dimensional pocket was perhaps their greatest achievement, a bubble of altered space-time that contained humanity's true fleet. 300 ships, each powered by multiple quantum cores, waited in this hidden dimension. Their crews had trained for years in secret, preparing for the moment when humanity would reveal its true strength. A priority alert flashed across their neural interfaces. Admiral Chen's face appeared in their shared visual field. "Dr. Rodriguez, Dr. Wang, the Miraxians have begun their final approach to Earth. How soon can the Phoenix fleet be ready?" "The new Series 7 cores are already exceeding specifications," Elena reported. "All ships are equipped and crews are at maximum readiness. We can initiate Operation Revelation whenever you give the order." Chen's expression remained stern. "The Miraxians have deployed their entire invasion fleet, over 2,000 ships, including their newest Dreadnoughts. Are you certain our quantum technology will be enough?" Marcus stepped forward, pulling up detailed simulation data. "Admiral, what they don't understand is that we've had decades to study their technology. Every engagement over the past 18 months has been an intelligence-gathering operation. We know exactly how their shields work, how their weapons function, and most importantly, how to counteract them." He highlighted specific technical details in the shared display. "Their ships use 7th-generation quantum field generators for their shields. Impressive technology, but we cracked those principles 30 years ago. The quantum cores we've developed don't just bypass their defenses. They can literally rewrite the laws of physics within a localized space. And you're certain they have no countermeasures?" Chen pressed. Elena allowed herself a small smile. Admiral, they don't even know it's possible to do what we can do. Their entire understanding of quantum mechanics is fundamentally limited. They're like classical physicists trying to comprehend quantum entanglement. They lack the basic theoretical framework to even understand what we're about to hit them with. In orbit around Mars, Captain Sarah Mitchell sat in the command chair of the Phoenix Fleet's flagship, Humanity's Dawn. The ship, like all vessels in the Phoenix Fleet, was a marvel of engineering that had never been revealed to the outside world. Its quantum cores didn't just power the ship. They allowed it to manipulate gravity, space, and time itself as weapons. All systems show ready, her XO reported. Quantum cores are synchronized and dimensional shift drives are primed. We can transition from the pocket dimension to normal space on your command. Mitchell watched through quantum-linked sensors as the Maraxian fleet moved into position around Earth. Their enemies thought they were about to deliver the final blow to a defeated humanity. Instead, they were positioning themselves perfectly for humanity's counterstrike. Send to all Phoenix Fleet vessels, she ordered. Final equipment check and crew readiness protocols. In 5 hours, we show the galaxy what humanity can really do. Throughout the pocket dimension, 300 ships of the Phoenix Fleet made their final preparations. Quantum cores hummed with barely contained power, crews ran last-minute drills, and weapons unlike anything the galaxy had seen before were armed and primed. The greatest military deception in human history was about to end, and the true face of humanity's technological might would be revealed. The Maraxians were about to learn that they hadn't been fighting a primitive species struggling to resist conquest. They had been fighting a carefully orchestrated performance, designed to lead them exactly where humanity wanted them. Breaking point. Supreme Commander Vexterra's scales rippled with anticipation as her fleet moved into its final attack formation around Earth. 2,000 Maraxian warships, arranged in the Empire's legendary stellar spear configuration, prepared to deliver what she believed would be the killing blow to humanity's resistance. Final reports from all fleet commanders, Strategic Director Mornhull announced. All ships are in position. Our energy weapons are charged, and invasion forces stand ready. He paused, his scales shifting to a cautionary amber. Though I must note, Supreme Commander, that we're still detecting unusual quantum fluctuations throughout the system. Vexterra dismissed his concerns with a gesture. Your diligence is noted, Director, but unnecessary. Look at their pitiful orbital defenses, barely holding together. Their strongest ships are destroyed. Earth's surrender is inevitable. Deep beneath the Himalayan quantum bunker, Admiral Chen watched the Maraxian fleet's formation with grim satisfaction. They've arranged themselves exactly as predicted, she noted to her staff. Send the signal to Captain Mitchell. Operation Revelation begins now. Throughout the solar system, hidden quantum sensors activated, gathering final tactical data on the Maraxian fleet's position. In the dimensional pocket, Captain Mitchell received the coded transmission she'd been waiting for. All Phoenix Fleet vessels, she broadcast on their secure quantum network, synchronize quantum cores, and prepare for dimensional transition. We emerge in precise formation, maximum disruption pattern. Remember your training. What they're about to see will defy their understanding of physics itself. Don't give them time to adapt. On the bridge of the Humanity's Dawn, Mitchell felt the subtle vibration as her ship's quantum cores spooled up to full power. The dimensional pocket that had hidden humanity's true fleet for so long was about to dissolve, and with it, the greatest deception in human military history. Quantum cores at full power, her XO reported. Dimensional transition in 3, 2, 1. Reality itself seemed to tear open around the Maraxian fleet. Where empty space had existed moments before, 300 ships of the Phoenix fleet emerged simultaneously. Their hulls gleamed with an impossible metallic sheen that seemed to bend light itself, a side effect of the quantum fields that protected them. On the Stellar Dominance's bridge, alarms screamed as sensors detected the impossible appearance of an entire human fleet. Impossible. Mornhull's scales flashed panic white. They're emerging from nowhere. Our quantum sensors didn't detect any trace of them until the moment of appearance. Vexterra stared in disbelief at the tactical display. The human ships were unlike anything they'd encountered in their previous battles. Gone were the crude metal hulls and primitive energy weapons. These vessels radiated power that her sensors couldn't even classify. All ships, battle formations, she commanded, but before her fleet could react, the human vessels attacked. The Phoenix fleet moved with impossible precision, their quantum drives allowing them to maneuver in ways that defied conventional physics. The Humanity's Dawn led the charge, its quantum weapons firing for the first time in actual combat. Instead of conventional energy beams or projectiles, waves of distorted spacetime erupted from the human ships. Where these waves touched Meraxian vessels, shields failed instantly, not overwhelmed by power, but simply ceasing to exist as the quantum fields rewrote local physics. By the First Empire, Mornhell whispered, his scales now ash-gray with horror. Their weapons, they're not destroying our shields. They're changing the fundamental laws of physics within the target area. Our defensive systems don't even recognize what's happening. Mitchell watched from her command chair as the first wave of quantum attacks struck home. Dozens of Meraxian ships hung dead in space, their advanced technology rendered useless by weapons that operated on principles they couldn't comprehend. "Status report," she ordered, her voice calm despite the chaos unfolding around them. "First wave quantum strikes showing 100% effectiveness," her tactical officer reported. "Meraxian shields are failing exactly as our simulations predicted. Their weapons can't penetrate our quantum fields. Their energy beams are being redirected through dimensional shifts before they can even reach our hulls." In the Himalayan bunker, Admiral Chen watched the battle unfold with a mixture of satisfaction and regret. The deception had been necessary. Humanity had learned long ago that showing your full strength too early only invited stronger challenges. Better to be underestimated, to wait for the perfect moment to reveal your true capabilities. "Signal from the stellar dominance," her communications officer reported. "The Meraxian Supreme Commander is requesting to speak with Earth's leadership." Chen nodded. "Put her through. It's time to explain to the Meraxians exactly what they've stumbled into, and why humanity has always chosen to stand alone among the stars." Turning the tide. The holographic projection of Supreme Commander Vexterra flickered into existence in the Himalayan Command Center, her scales now a mottled pattern of confusion and fear. She faced Admiral Chen, trying to maintain her composure despite the devastating battle unfolding around her fleet. "You deceived us," Vexterra stated, her multiple eyes fixed on Chen. "Everything we thought we knew about human technology was a lie." "Not a lie," Chen corrected, her voice steady. "A necessary protection. For centuries, humanity has watched species like yours rise to power through conquest and subjugation. We learned early that revealing your true strength only invites stronger challengers. So we waited, we prepared, and we let you believe what you wanted to believe." In space, the battle continued to unfold. The Phoenix fleet moved with devastating precision, their quantum weapons systematically neutralizing Meraxian ships without destroying them. Captain Mitchell had given explicit orders. This was to be a demonstration of power, not a massacre. Quantum field generators operating at optimal efficiency, Mitchell's science officer reported. "We're successfully containing all Meraxian weapons fire in localized space-time bubbles. Their energy beams are being redirected into parallel dimensions before they can reach our ships." Mitchell nodded, watching as another wave of quantum attacks disabled a group of Meraxian cruisers. "Status of enemy crews. All surviving, Captain. Our quantum fields are precisely calibrated to disable their technology while maintaining life support systems. We're following Admiral Chen's orders. Show them our power without unnecessary casualties." Back in the command center, Vexterra struggled to comprehend what she was seeing. These weapons, this technology, it violates everything we understand about physics. "No," Chen replied. "It simply operates on principles you haven't discovered yet. Your empire has spent centuries conquering other species, taking their technology, and assuming you had reached the pinnacle of scientific achievement. But there are depths to reality you haven't even begun to explore. Dr. Rodriguez stepped forward, her neural interface projecting technical data into the shared holographic space. Your ships use 7th-generation quantum field generators for shields, she explained. Impressive technology, but fundamentally limited. Our quantum cores don't just generate fields, they actively manipulate the fabric of space-time itself. We can locally alter physical constants, redirect energy through dimensional shifts, even create pockets of altered reality. In orbit, the Humanity's Dawn led another precision strike against the Meraxian fleet's command ships. Quantum weapons fired, not with beams or explosions, but with waves of altered spacetime that simply rewrote the laws of physics within their target areas. Meraxian shields flickered and died, their supposedly advanced technology rendered useless by principles they couldn't comprehend. Status report, Mitchell commanded. 80% of the Meraxian fleet has been neutralized, her tactical officer responded. Their remaining ships are falling back to defensive positions, but their weapons remain ineffective against our quantum fields. No casualties reported on either side. Vexterra watched the tactical displays with a growing sense of dread. Why? She demanded. If you had this power all along, why wait? Why let us believe we were winning? Because, Chen explained, this isn't about destroying your fleet or your empire. This is about understanding. For centuries, humanity has stood apart from galactic politics, developing our technology in secret. We knew that eventually someone like the Meraxian Empire would come, believing they could conquer Earth. We needed you to understand, completely and utterly, that humanity's isolation was never about weakness. Dr. Wong joined the conversation, highlighting specific battle data. Every engagement over the past 18 months was carefully choreographed. We showed you exactly what you expected to see. A technically inferior species fighting bravely but futilely against superior forces. All while we gathered data on your technology, refined our quantum weapons, and waited for the perfect moment to reveal the truth. On the stellar dominance, Mornhell approached his commander with fresh damage reports. Supreme Commander, we've lost control of over 80% of our fleet. Their weapons, they're not destroying our ships, they're simply negating our technology. It's as if they can rewrite the rules of reality itself within their target areas. Vexterra's scales shifted to a deep blue of resignation. Send the signal to all remaining ships, she ordered. Stand down weapons. There will be no glorious last stand today. She turned back to Chen's hologram. What are your terms, Admiral? Chen's expression remained neutral, but her voice carried the weight of centuries of human preparation and planning. First, you will understand that this demonstration was not about revenge or dominance. It was about education. Humanity has spent centuries preparing not just for war, but for the moment when we could help guide the galaxy toward a better path. New Dawn. 1 month after the Battle of Earth, Supreme Commander Vexterra stood in the observation dome of humanity's quantum research facility on Europa. Her scales shifted through shades of wonder as she watched the demonstration of human quantum technology. Before her, a small quantum core manipulated spacetime itself, creating and dissolving microdimensions with casual ease. Your civilization, she said to Dr. Rodriguez, who stood beside her, has achieved what our greatest scientists thought impossible. We believed we were bringing order to a chaotic galaxy, but we were children playing with toys we barely understood. Helena gestured to the quantum core. This is why we remained isolated, why we let others believe we were technologically primitive. Humanity learned long ago that power revealed too soon becomes a target. Instead, we chose to wait, to prepare, to develop our understanding, until we could shape the very fabric of reality. In Earth orbit, the Phoenix fleet maintained its vigilant watch, but now they were joined by Meraxian vessels, not as enemies, but as students. Captain Mitchell stood on the bridge of humanity's dawn, watching as human quantum scientists worked with Meraxian engineers, beginning the long process of sharing knowledge. "It's strange," her XO commented, "seeing their ships alongside ours after so many months of deception." Mitchell nodded. "The hardest part was holding back, letting our people die in battles we could have won easily. But Admiral Chen was right. They needed to understand completely why humanity chose isolation. Only then could real change begin." In the Himalayan Command Center, Admiral Chen met with the newly arrived Meraxian diplomatic delegation. The holographic displays showed not battles now, but trade routes, cultural exchange programs, and joint scientific ventures. "Your empire was built on the principle that might makes right," Chen explained to the assembled aliens. "We're offering a different path. Humanity's quantum technology isn't just about warships and weapons. It's about understanding the deepest nature of reality itself. We can reshape worlds, create habitable spaces in the void, even bridge the gaps between galaxies." Mornhall, now serving as the chief Meraxian diplomatic liaison, leaned forward with interest. "And you're willing to share this knowledge?" "After centuries of keeping it secret." "Carefully," Chen replied. "And gradually. What we're offering isn't just technology. It's a new way of thinking about civilization's role in the cosmos. The quantum cores don't just manipulate space-time. They teach us that everything in the universe is connected, that cooperation yields better results than conquest." Dr. Wang, working with a team of Meraxian scientists, demonstrated the principles behind quantum field manipulation. "Your shield technology tries to create barriers," he explained. "Ours works by understanding and redirecting the fundamental forces of reality. It's not about stopping an attack. It's about harmonizing with the universe itself." In the weeks that followed, news spread throughout the galaxy. The Meraxian Empire, the greatest military power in known space, had not just been defeated. They had been enlightened. Humanity's revelation of their true capabilities sent shockwaves through galactic civilization. Other spacefaring races, hearing of Earth's quantum technology, sent diplomatic missions rather than invasion fleets. They came not seeking conquest, but understanding. Humanity's decision to reveal their power through precision and restraint rather than destruction had transformed the political landscape. Back on Europa, Vexterra watched as another demonstration concluded. "We thought we were bringing advancement to the galaxy," she mused. "But real advancement comes from understanding, not conquest. Your deception taught us humility, and your revelation showed us possibility." "That was always the goal," Alina replied. "Not to destroy or dominate, but to create a moment where real change became possible. Humanity spent centuries developing this technology, but we spent just as long planning how to reveal it in a way that would transform rather than terrorize." In orbit around Earth, the combined human and Meraxian fleets began joint training exercises. The quantum cores hummed with power, but now they were used to create, to explore, to understand. Humanity had emerged from its self-imposed isolation, not as conquerors, but as teachers. "Send to all ships," Captain Mitchell ordered, watching the combined fleet maneuvers. "Operation Revelation is complete. Operation Enlightenment begins." The quantum cores pulsed with energy, their power no longer hidden but shared, marking the beginning of a new era in galactic history. Humanity had proven that true strength lies not in the ability to destroy, but in the wisdom to know when and how to reveal your power. The deception was over, and the real work of transformation could begin.